Hi, I'm Katalynn. I'm hmm, the level-headed one, I guess you could say.
And that must make me Nick, the hot take specialist.
Today, I think we're just gonna kind of introduce ourselves, let you get to know us a little bit. First things
Again,
first.
hot take specialist.
First things first. Um, I work security. Definitely not a job that most females work, but hey, I enjoy it. I get to yell at people and I don't have to be nice.
As for me, I work on scales. I get to yell at them and not be nice.
You yell at inanimate objects, I yell at people. Okay.
It's very true. It is very true. So, security, right?
Yep,
You like your
security.
job?
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What do
mean,
you do on a day-to-day basis?
ride around on a bike, call in areas. That's about it. Unless we have the drunk and disorderly. That happens.
My other
Then
specialty.
drunk and disorderly? But that's when I get to have fun. Because that's when I get to yell at people.
Ah, you like the drunk and disorderly. That must be why we're good friends.
Quite possible. Definitely wouldn't rule it out.
Like I said, as for me, I work on things that weigh things, aka scales.
What kind of scales? Like a
Oh,
bathroom?
no. I mean, I could, but I get in trouble for that all the time because I don't fix my own. Industrial. Anything from analytical lab balances that you find in your everyday lab to rail scales and everything in between, including you truck drivers, kitty cat scales.
Scales. Hmm. uh, well, I don't know. Yours sounds more labor intensive than mine.
Sometimes and other times I sit in my truck and just wait. Uh, there's
Wait for
many
what?
times. Well, so I work with a lot of companies that want you there at a certain time, and you get there at a certain time, and then they say, "Oh, we won't be ready for 2 hours." So you sit and play on your phone
That must be
and get
nice.
paid
I
for it.
mean, I mean, I can always play on my phone too as long as I'm out of camera view. Nobody knows.
Speaking of cameras, I got a camera in my truck.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, with a piece of tape over it.
Why do you have a camera in your truck?
Oh, well, I drive it. I drive a semi.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So they could
they
keep
like.
tabs on you?
Uh, yeah, they like to look at me, and I don't like it looking at me, but I love it looking at the road because they're. I'm sorry, man. You four-wheel drivers, you do a lot of stupid shit.
Hey now.
I've been in those big cities, and I swear to God, some of y'all have death wish. Semi come barreling down at fucking 80 miles an hour, and you're trying to get on the on ramp, and you're just like, I'm gonna cut him off. Thank God I know how to use a Jake brake.
I don't think I've ever tried to do that. Those things fucking scare me. Like,
Kudos
I
to
could
you.
die.
Yes, you
I
could.
know I could die.
Like a bug on a windshield.
Yeah, no, I'd prefer not to do that.
But yeah, this is trigger warning and everything, and this is us, and we talk about a lot of different topics, random stuff that people find unorthodox
Offensive?
and intensive. Yeah.
Offensive?
Oh, definitely, definitely. There's many other things we talk about that could be viewed as offensive or
Mm.
just downright stupid.
Mm.
Mainly me.
If we stay on topic, that is.
Good luck with that.
We're not very good at that.
So let's gonna make this fun. Uh, a lot of fun, I think, and it'd probably be more fun for us than it would be for anybody else.
Maybe. Unless you have our sense of humor or our
Good
mindset, then
luck
you'll
with
follow
that.
real easy.
Good luck with that.
Hey,
We're a
there's
little bit
bound to be
special.
some people out there that can actually follow what we're doing.
Maybe, maybe.
Few. I said a few. I didn't say a
All
lot.
right, I'll give you a few. I'll give you a few. But there is literally nothing off the table. Uh, we don't agree on everything, do we?
Definitely not.
Um, but yet, even when we don't agree, we have very civil and almost educational conversation about it.
Yeah. Ooh, one of our favorite topics
It is.
that we are vastly different on.
Not even close.
Mm-mm. Because I'm a pagan.
And
Or a
well,
witch, depending on what you want to, how you want to
I
say it.
classify myself as monotheistic, mainly
Mm.
the biggest religion in the world,
Mm.
Christianity.
Yeah. I mean, I used to be, so I have some of that knowledge. I know some stuff about Christianity, but
But go ahead.
things happen. No, I'm not.
But every time we get on a subject, it is eye opening, I think, for the both of us.
I agree.
Uh, I don't know very many pagans and not really interacted with a lot, but on my end, I've interacted with a lot of Christians. And, well, we have a reputation.
Yes.
I do not fall under that reputation.
Yeah. Which is good.
It makes for good conversation,
It definitely
most
does.
definitely.
And having a Christian background, I know exactly how they can be, and you are not like most of them.
And I
And I
believe
appreciate that.
there are a lot of us that are not like that, but a lot of us put bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, and it's not very Christ-like of you.
Definitely not. Especially considering if you want to look at the Bible and see what Christ's teachings were,
But
definitely not what those people practice.
paganism, paganism is well, I enjoy
Polytheistic.
talking about it. Polytheistic, yes.
Hmm.
Uh, how many do you follow?
Me?
You, yeah.
Hmm. At the moment, one, but not all pagans are like that. Some follow too. A lot of the times you'll see them following one female, one male.
Huh. But they respect them all,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They don't judge or uh look down on anybody that doesn't follow the one or two or three that they follow. They believe that everybody has their own path, and that's okay.
Now, in paganism, I mean, you guys believe in everything from uh, Norse to Greek to everything in between.
Mhm.
Roman,
Celtic,
Celtic. Oh yeah, Celtic. That's a
hmm
big one. I don't know why I forgot about that one.
Native
Uh,
American.
oh really?
Oh, yeah.
Egyptian.
Yep.
Why only? small handful.
Yeah, but there's more. I
No, no,
mean,
no, 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 no. I mean, why do you only follow a small handful?
well, it's like friends. You don't have most people anyway. Don't have a whole lot of friends, right? Like most people would say they
Uh,
have probably a handful of friends, 5, 6 maybe that are they're pretty close to.
so good friends, yeah. I'll
Yeah,
give you that on good friends.
yeah, good friends. Friends that
Yeah.
you talk to maybe not on a daily basis, but you talk to them a lot. You well, in this day and age, you send Instagram reels, or have them friends on Facebook and talk to them a lot.
Hold on,
Well,
Instagram reels? Is that a shot at me?
why would it be a shot at you?
I
It's
wonder
what
why.
people do. Well, to most pagans, you are not unlike in Christianity, where the deity is so high above you that there is like a very low possibility that you can actually communicate with them. Like it's more of a feeling that that your god is talking to you. Well, in paganism, a lot of people have experiences where the gods do talk to them frequently.
Yeah.
So it's more akin to a friendship than what monotheistic think of as their relationship with their god.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I imagine through our adventure that discussions will be vastly different, deeper,
Mhm.
uh, intuitive, maybe
Eye opening for some, I'm sure.
fun, and
Of
peaceful.
course. Yes.
Uh, One thing that you can expect to see is religion's a very hot topic uh, that tend to people just disagree and they get, pardon my French, but butthurt.
Yeah.
Won't happen
They no.
here. Maybe it's worth listening to, especially for the
Maybe.
religion.
Yeah.
Fun.
Mhm.
I've always enjoyed every conversation me and you've had, and we've had quite a few.
We have, especially on religion. We've had quite a few.
And in fact, when we first became friends, about a year ago, give or take,
Yeah,
uh, we had a lot of conversations about it.
we did.
And I'll tell you what, because of you, you have actually made me deeper in my religion. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not, but I'm
Uh,
glad that I did.
you did. You did. And I was struggling hard, and I was almost ready to be, if you will, converted.
You considered it, I think, if I
I
remember
did.
correctly.
I did. Uh, it failed, which, in my opinion, is good.
In my opinion, too. That means that
Yeah,
it wasn't the path for you, which is fine. Everybody has
true.
their own path.
It's all about you being happy.
Yes,
And
and doing what you
true.
feel is right for you.
Yes, yes. And, I appreciate all those conversations we've ever had. And I can't wait to have more. They're fun every
I
time.
can't. They are. And I even though I did grow up in the church, as they say, there's still things that I don't know and that you are teaching me as
Well,
far as Christianity goes.
I do hope I'm a good ambassador for you,
You are.
and I hope to show you what my God can offer. Because being a pagan, I'm sure following my God is not outside their own possibility.
Definitely not. There are those, myself sort of included, that classify themselves as what we call a Christian witch. It's not very popular in the pagan community. In fact, a lot of pagans would not put the monotheistic God, Jesus, whatever you want to call him, in any kind of pantheon that pagans would gravitate toward.
Okay. What do you mean?
Well, because of, and I think it's mostly because of culture, because of how society sees Christians, that they don't think that being a Christian pagan is possible. They don't see what I see in the similarities.
As far as the pagans don't see that possible, or the
Yes.
Christians don't see that, or the pagans?
Yeah. There's
Okay.
a lot of pagans that have a lot of hatred for Christians, um,
Okay.
for Republicans.
Okay.
Mhm.
Why is that?
Beliefs, mostly. They believe the media, and so they think that all groups, like as a whole, are the same.
Well,
Thinking that all Republicans are, or all
Bible
of,
thumping fear God Americans?
yes.
Yeah, that's not true.
No, it's not.
Uh, I mean, there's plenty of people on the internet that are Republicans that are gay. That
It's
does
very
not
true.
technically fit the Republican core values as far as the media wants to push it.
It's very true.
But uh, see, everyone needs a little bit of their eyes open to the other side. People need to reach, if you will, across the aisle to get along.
Hmm.
And it is missed a lot from everything. But I get it. Uh, as you can see, we talk about religion, maybe get a little off topic, and talk about politics.
A
Uh,
little bit.
that
Even
will be a topic. Go ahead.
even though I'm not big on talking about politics, but
You are
I
not.
went I went there though.
You definitely did. And while you are not big on politics, politics is something I am big on.
Mhm.
It is something that I do pay attention to very heavily. And again, I don't judge anybody because of what they think they believe or what they think they know, or I'm more of a let's look at the whole truth, because you can't read one side and find the whole truth. That's a dangerous slope to get down.
Well, not just that, but you can't read everything on the internet and believe what it says. You can't listen to social media or even television, if you want to classify that in a different category, and say that this is the truth. You have to
Yeah,
take it with a grain of salt and do your research.
You can't find the truth anywhere. You can't find the truth about anything that way. There's always multiple ways. Like cooking.
Okay.
I'm learning how to smoke. It
Ooh.
is extremely fun, and unfortunately, I do watch YouTube a lot for it.
Hmm.
There's about 6 or 7 different channels that I watch, and do they agree on everything, or is there stuff that you should do this or you should do? Yeah, it's different, but somewhere in there, it's not really the truth; it's opinion. But somewhere in
Hmm.
there, you're going to take a little bit from that, and a little bit from that, and a little bit from that, and then you're going to make your own style.
Sure.
That's the same way for everything. And if you can't do that, you're already wrong, my friend.
Oh, I don't know if you're wrong, but you're definitely robbing yourself.
It depends on how you present. If you only receive one side of anything and you decide that that is gospel truth, how can you have an argument over that?
You really can't because you only
Well,
know
you're
one
wrong.
side of the story.
You're arguing with ignorance.
Exactly. Because there's always three sides to every story.
It's been a while since I've heard that.
There's not two, there's three.
There's three. I'm assuming what he said, what she said, and the truth.
Exactly. Yes.
And I agree. I agree. I mean, religion is just guilty of that. Depending on
Everything
what you
is guilty
believe.
of that.
Unfortunately, history is written by the winners,
Very true.
and probably why Christianity is the biggest faith in the world. Although Muslim is approaching it pretty quick, I do believe.
I think you're right. But
Which, first hot take, the Muslim God and the Christianity God are the same.
just different names.
They're just different names. They're both the God of Abraham's firstborn,
Isaac.
Ishmael.
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 Yeah.
Ishmael was born from a one of Abraham's slaves that God gave the okay to basically have coitus and produce a son. And then
Yes.
he sought favor in Sarah and allowed her to become impregnated with a child, who it was Isaac.
Hmm.
And I believe that wholeheartedly. In fact, everything that's going on in the world is it's all religion based, but you guys are fighting over the same gods, really are.
They are.
And
They're
I'm telling you,
just too blinded by their own faith to see it.
they're blinded by hatred.
Mm. Yeah, that's probably more accurate.
Because I promise you, my God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, does not wish hate. You know, how people portray religion these days, I should probably come over to you and probably kill you because you're wrong. Either you convert or you die, which, sorry, Christians, that's definitely a way it was in the past.
It definitely was.
But that's not right. None of that's right.
No.
Every life has value, and my God gave me free will.
Hmm. It's
My
very
God can
true.
give it to me. I can give it to everybody else. But there is one thing that really I do struggle with on religion:
Oh, what is that?
aliens.
It,
Aliens.
it, aliens and
Yeah.
religion?
Well, I mean, does God ever speak of aliens?
Um,
I'll give you the short answer if you want it.
okay.
No. Unless you want to say the aliens are angels, which you could make that argument for sure.
Depends on your definition of alien, then I guess.
Little green men.
Uh, be a stretch to
Abductions.
call it. Be a stretch to call angels aliens, then.
It depends on what you would view as a religious person. If you were to meet an alien from this world who is not mentioned in the Bible, it's much easier to call them an angel than something God did not create.
That's
But
true.
on the other hand, just because it's not mentioned doesn't mean God didn't do it. So he could have, possibly created aliens.
It is possible
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, the Bible wasn't written by God himself.
Uh, See, you are correct, obviously, but I do believe there was divine intervention.
Well, yes, I'm not saying that there wasn't, but I'm saying that it was written by man. And man is very flawed.
A little bit.
But
A little
I
bit.
mean, you can also go back to okay, the Bible was originally a bunch of scrolls.
Yes. And
And when they compiled the Bible, what a lot of Christians don't want to tell you is there were several scrolls that were left out.
uh, Enoch being the chief among them.
Hmm. Thomas.
You are correct, 100%. Uh, I
But
mean,
then
Dead
why
Sea
though?
Scrolls were
Why
all the
were
way
they
along.
left out?
Well, whether Christians want to believe this or not, especially as Americans, Catholicism has a big following here, but so do Protestant,
Hmm.
which I myself am an ordained Lutheran. Uh, almost a Catholic without the Hail Marys. No offense to anybody out there, but the Bible is still chiefly ruled by Catholicism. Catholicism
Hmm.
is the one who compiled it, who
Hmm.
compiled and said this book is allowed, this book's not, this book's way too far out there, this book fits perfectly. And even as Protestants, we still read and worship what the Catholics say we should. The Catholics are not the people. The people are great,
Hmm.
but as a whole, as a almost a tier of government, they are flawed. Especially if you want to go back in history, 200-300 years ago.
Yeah.
Further than that, I mean, crusades were a thing. Terrible.
Yes, they were. So the one thing that I don't understand since you brought up Catholicism and Hail Marys, Catholicism they call themselves monotheistic, right?
They do. Yes.
Okay. Then why then do they pray to Mary?
Mary is. I am not a Catholic, so there is very possible I'm going to get this wrong. And if I do apologize. I'm more than willing to be corrected and educated. But Mary gave birth as a virgin by God's
Right.
hand. She is literally the mother of God.
Okay, but that doesn't make her a deity herself.
No, it doesn't.
At least not to them, but they still pray to her. Which
You're
if you want to get technical about it, you are praying then to more than one god because you're praying to God and you're praying to Mary. So then why are they not considered polytheistic?
you're missing, in my opinion, a more grievous problem. And in my opinion, this affects Catholics and Protestants all the same. Is, well, God says, "Thou shalt not worship engraven images,"
Mhm.
but yet in every church, especially Lutherans, like I said, I was raised Lutheran. There's a carving statue of Jesus. Now that is of my God, my Savior, but that is still an engraven image.
True. And I have in the past been to Catholic Church is where there are statues of Mary
Yes,
as
yes,
well as Jesus on the cross in the same building.
and they worship him. I mean,
Uh
there's
huh.
accounts of a statue of Jesus bleeding from his eyes.
Uh huh.
I don't know how much I actually believe of that, but you know, while I do love religion, absolutely, and I don't think we could probably talk for 15 hours and still have more to talk about religion. I
Probably.
would I would hate to take away from, maybe the future deeper conversations that are just about religion.
Oh, I'm sure we could have a few episodes here and there that have religion in them.
That'd
I
be
think we
great.
definitely have enough to talk about with it.
I can raise a beer to that. Um, we could. The other big thing that I'm hugely a fan of that will be brought up is Sagittarius A star. Uh, I don't know how much you actually know about Sagittarius A star other than my drunken rants,
That's about
but
all I know.
I'm saving my Sagittarius A star for future episodes because I got some crazy theories.
Ooh,
But
cool. That gives me time to do research.
good luck. Good luck, because I'm pretty sure it's all born right here. Uh, they are fun. They're fun for me to talk about. But it's not just Sagittarius A star. It's conspiracies and I do enjoy a good conspiracy. They are
Oh,
fun to talk about.
are you talking about like JFK killer conspiracies or
I don't
what are
know
we
a lot
talking?
about that one, but supposedly it was done by the government. Supposedly it
Hmm.
was more than one shooter.
I would say the second shooter is the most popular.
It is. It is. But I'm talking about more, well, out there conspiracy.
Like what?
Imagine no one else is real but you.
What do you mean? Like,
Do I exist when you do not see me? It's more of a theory than a conspiracy. I'll give you that.
I mean, I guess there could be an argument for that. But then, okay, so if I don't see you, who is sending me texts?
Well, when you text me, you're loading me into your world.
You're just a program then?
Well, actually, for me, it would be you are the program, but yeah,
So we're talking like Truman Show kind of conspiracy theory.
it's not really a conspiracy more than as is a theory, but it's called singulism theory, and it's something that I really like. It's fascinating, but it's also one of those that you cannot disprove, which is
True.
flawed in its own right.
So you're saying that
Uh,
like when I go to work and I don't see my roommate, he
he
doesn't
doesn't exist.
exist.
No.
Huh.
Can you prove he exists without
I
loading
mean,
him into your world?
what constitutes loading him into the world? Because he's in the next room right now. Like I can hear him.
But every time he goes quiet, is he there?
Hmm. Interesting. Guess you can't prove it, but you can't disprove it either.
Exactly. That's what I meant to say earlier. It's yeah. I can't remember the actual word for it. There's an actual word for it, but
Hmm.
it's basically like another good theory is next Thursdayism.
What is that?
The world was created on or last Thursdayism. The world was created on Thursday. Last Thursday is when the world popped into existence.
I don't understand.
Nothing is real before last Thursday. It's all false memory.
So, uh, hmm. Wait, so then then life is only a week?
No, 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 no. I mean, what is today? Today is Saturday, correct? So
Yeah.
it's actually only like what, 4 days? And it
Okay.
started Thursday, so it's going on now forever. But when does that Thursday actually hit? You know? Or what I just said 5 minutes ago, that never actually happened. You remember it happening
Uh-huh.
because they want you to believe you're real. Don't ask me who they is because I don't know.
I was just going to actually.
I was not programmed with that information. And then
Oh.
there's also the simulation theory. That's a great one. Uh, in fact, did you know? I watch a lot of stupid stuff. Did you know the
That
closer
I
we get to
knew.
creating the closer we get to creating a simulation, the more likely we are in one? It's pretty bold of you to believe
Uh,
that you were the first.
huh. As
I
far as
love these talks
as far as the simulation goes, you mean?
as far as simulation goes. I mean, think of a video game. There's some great video games out there. Personally, I love Warframe. Great video game.
Mhm.
When you log off that game, what's your Warframe doing?
W I don't know that I ever really thought about it. It's a
Oh,
program. It doesn't do
is it
anything.
though?
It
Are
is
we a
what
program?
I hmm.
I mean, our brains work off electrical waves. Is that a
True.
coincidence? So does your heart.
Very true. I know how
I
to work
mean,
an AED just because of work. So yeah, I know that
yeah.
our heart works off of that.
So are we organic or a machine?
Wh-
Science says we're organic. Science has
It
been wrong a
does.
lot. I mean, hell, they thought black holes were not real for the longest time until it was proven. It
True.
was voodoo.
Hmm.
But no, they're real. Science doesn't know shit until they learn it. And then another big one, The Sims. You create a whole family of The Sims, and they do go about their whole day-to-day crap. But what happens when you log off that game?
Well, I would assume because when you log back in, they're still there.
Are they still in the exact same spot?
Ah, it's been a while since I played that game.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't know unless you took like a picture or something, but then you don't know what's happening in the next house.
True.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I got a lot of stupid theories. I'm full of them. Some of them I believe, like some of them I really do believe, especially singlism theory. I don't believe it, but I love it. And but they're out there, but they're fun to talk about, and they can blow your mind, and it's actually kind of fun.
Definitely. Yeah.
I
I
I
don't know
blow
how
my
I
own
feel
mind.
about you thinking that I'm not real though.
Oh well, that's you know what? Here, let me help you with that.
Mm.
You can pretend or think that I'm not real and you're the only real. Which, by the way, if you were the only real person, the world's probably in a better spot than if it were me. But yeah, religion, theories, politics here and there. More theories than religion.
Mhm. Oh, but there's one thing that we definitely talk about a lot.
Oh, and what is that?
A game.
A game.
A
Does it happen to
game.
be a game where you pretend like you're something else and you fight bad guys?
It does.
Yeah, about every game you ever played.
No. A specific game. And it's not
Uh,
on a console or a
it's,
computer.
I'm assuming this game exists in your mind,
Sometimes.
or a battle map maybe
Yeah,
with tokens.
it can.
You got to have the tokens. How do you know how far you're away from that bad guy?
Exactly.
D&D.
Of course.
Uh, I'm known to dabble in
Dabble?
something similar to D&D.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Uh,
I guess you
I'll,
could qualify us both as dungeon masters.
I think we could. One's far superior to the other.
And which is that?
Well, I have seen your RP channel. I can't commit to that.
Oh, but you do.
Mm, nah,
Oh, come on now.
no, 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 no,
We
no.
both created some really good characters in there.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm not saying I can't, but I do believe credit should be where credit deserves to be, which was the total wrong saying. I'm Nick, the drunk guy.
Mine
But
is a
D&D
little
is
bit more unconventional. Not what you
uh,
think of when you think of D&D.
no, it's not quite what is it, post to play? It's not really post to play
No.
because in post to play there are roles and stuff.
No, in
But
mine you
man,
don't have roles.
there are no roles.
Mm-mm.
But the characters you have fleshed out, the conversations, the it's great.
Fun. I enjoy it.
I hope you do, and I hope it
But
lives a long life.
your world.
It's hard to say that's my world. I do have somebody who I consider my chief editor, actually.
You
I
do.
will not mention any names because that's not fair. Uh, no context. I'm known for that too.
But you could say that your world is how we met.
It is actually. So about a year ago, I was
Mhm.
writing history, and well, to be honest with you, I felt bad because we were all sitting in a group chat talking,
Mhm.
and you were the only odd one left out. And why
Well,
don't you
I was
show
the
her
only
what I'm
one. I was the only one that wasn't a player in the game.
Well, there was no game. Well, no,
No, but
actually,
there was
no.
going to
It
be.
did start from a game that got canned. You are
Mhm.
correct. But I was writing a history of a whole race, and I had a lot of friends that were telling me, "Oh, this is great. Oh, you know, this is great. It's great." And I wanted to get you involved, and you proceeded to tell me how bad it was.
I did not. That is not what happened. All I did
Oh,
was make one suggestion.
it was a pretty big suggestion now.
Dates and like years
Well,
of
dates and
how
years are kind
long
of the same thing.
battles lasted was, in my opinion, it was a very minor suggestion.
Oh, but it was massive. It was absolutely massive because I always had an idea that this world was young. And when I say young, about 1,000 years,
Hmm.
which it's pretty old, but not really. And well, dates were important. Dates made it what it is today, and thanks to those dates, there's a 500-year gap between knowledges because
True.
stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
Without you, I don't think there'd ever been a campaign.
2.
Three. Oh,
3.
active campaigns. Yes,
Active
2.
campaigns.
There are 2. Yes.
Yep.
Uh, and I give you props to everybody
Mm.
for that.
And I have the pleasure of playing in one of those.
You do. Wow. Uh, somebody's known to play NPCs a lot in the other one.
That is true. That is very true. And I
And
do
not
love playing those NPCs.
not no background NPCs either. Very important story pushing
Yes.
NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, you do it better than I could ever do it.
But I have you guiding me.
I send you 2 or 3 words, and then you take that and you run and you run, and it's almost like watching a movie, watching you role play.
I don't
It's
know.
oh, I do. Amazing, fun.
Stop. You're making
Okay.
me blush.
Oh, there's an emoji for that. But yes, D&D is how we met, and
Hmm.
it's well, it would be unfair to say that's what our friendship is about.
It would
Uh,
be very unfair.
but it definitely plays a key role,
It does.
and we have a lot of fun pretending to play D&D. As far as me DMing, definitely pretending to play D&D.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I just make shit up on the spot, and
Yeah, but
hope it works.
all of the changes that you have made to traditional D&D, in my opinion, have made it a lot more fun.
Fluid,
That too. Yes,
and it's been a ride,
it
ups and
has.
downs,
Oh yeah.
and I got a very good core. In fact, the best thing as a DM that I can say is, out of my 2 campaigns, I have 1 new player. Been there uh, since session 2, and it's my Saturday game. And we are on like session 12 now, and he is still coming back, chomping a bit for more.
And he is amazing
He is.
for being a first-time player. I when I got to do that one-on-one with him,
I
when
don't even
I
want to talk
played,
about that one-on-one. That motherfucker explored everything, and I had to make up stuff on the spot. I wasn't ready for
but you did a good job with that, and you
that.
warned me before that session that it might not be good, but it was.
He was very dependent what I saw on another player and what he
Before that, you
performed.
mean?
Yeah, before that,
Hmm.
but you got to rethink that a little bit.
Yeah.
Uh, he is not the leader of that group
No.
by any means. He is not,
Mm-mm. No.
and he is not even the lead RP in that group.
He's damn near close.
But after what he did to me, no one else out of the 2 campaigns did what he did, and he's actually wanting to meet some of the NPCs I had to make up like that, which is
Is he really?
yes, he is. Yes,
Oh
he
my
is.
goodness.
Yeah, he wants to meet the ogre again.
Was that the cook or
Yep, that was
the
the cook.
that
That was
was
the
the
cook.
cook?
Yep. Uh, he wrote his name down. I didn't even have time to write the name down. I just made it up on the spot. I don't. It started with a B, and I'd have to go
Mhm.
through my notes. Maybe I did write it down. I don't think I did. But he's already stated that he wants to meet that cook again. But yeah, D and
But
D
we
plays. Oh, go ahead.
it does. It does play a big part in our relationship. It's not the foundation of our relationship. It was the
Not
starting
anymore.
point.
Yeah.
It was the starting point. But I do have to say that the first campaign that you had in your world, I mean, we might as well tell everybody. It didn't start out as a campaign.
No, it started out as a one shot that
Mm.
was totally botched, and
Sorry, not
they end up
sorry.
talking to an NPC that I was not ready for them to talk to, who just wanted them to be quiet, by the way. And I end up introducing lore of the world that I wrote, and asked all the players if they want to come back for another session. Well, what are we, a year into it almost?
Almost.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
And it's,
And
for me, been mostly fun. I've had some bad sessions here and there, but
mm, I don't think any D&D session has all good sessions.
no, no. I've missed the mark a time or two. But I
And
think
as
I've had a lot
players,
of
we
fun.
have too. We fucked shit up.
Yeah, yes, you have. Yes, you have. But I mean, you took an NPC that I created just to be a minor NPC, and like you guys took an NPC that was never big. It was actually a druid. I'm not going to mention Chris's name. Uh,
Too late.
that did I say that on Oh, I did not mean to say that. But took a druid little tabaxi girl who was just supposed to be there for a session or two maybe, and made her major because, well, not only does she have a best friend, maybe even a boyfriend.
She does, I think. If he has anything to say about it.
That is true. But I end up writing a whole uh, what I call the oracles about. It happened to be the leader of the oracles was her father,
Hmm,
and she's turned out great.
she has.
D&D is a great game that a good friend of mine once told me many years back that everyone should play D&D at least once. And I was anti D&D, nerd crap. I I was a gamer, not a good one at that. But D&D is everybody. Everybody should try D&D at least once.
I agree. And I dabbled a little bit in D&D when I was in college with some of my friends there, but we weren't really playing. And when when I joined that server, that first session that you did, your little trial session for the campaign that you were going to do, that was my first time really playing.
That was
And I
fun. Horde of the Dragon Queen was what that was,
mm,
and it didn't make it very far, but it was fun. My players were not very happy when I canned it. Made me feel good.
hmm, I think they're
Three of
happy
those
now though
players,
playing in your
yeah,
world.
three of them are in my campaign now. My homebrewed campaign on my Saturday game.
Yeah, but you have one that was playing in the Horde of the Dragon Queen that's now on Friday, correct?
She's more not.
Nope. Nope.
Yes, no, she is,
Yeah,
but she's not a full time player.
not her.
Oh, you are correct. How could I forget about my cleric that I wish the paladin would take that fight?
Yes, exactly.
That is right. He is. Oh man, he's a different level.
He is. I absolutely love every time I get to RP with him.
I've seen this guy. It took me a while to get used to him. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely a cup of tea that you got to get used to.
Very
But
true.
I have seen him make many different characters and be completely different.
Very
Completely different.
true.
Deep.
Yeah.
Good.
But there's also something to be said for the characters that you've made. Because while they are all paladins,
Except for Nathaniel.
except for Nathaniel.
He's an
And
anti-paladin. He's a
and
coward.
and and Alistair.
Yeah, I did make Alistair. I did enjoy Alistair. Yes,
But
I do
most
enjoy
of
the
your
paladin class.
you do. Most of your characters are paladins, but they are all different. All of
Yeah.
the three that I have that I know can't say played with because I didn't play with all three of them, only two. Unless you want to count our little RP session that we
Oh,
did that
when I broke
time.
your cleric who wanted to be a seductress.
Yes, the one that called him the tall, handsome elf.
Yeah, that was definitely Dallin Arahothel right there.
Yes, it was. But that all three of them are different. Very different.
I appreciate that. D&D is a great game.
It is.
It's you can make some very good friends from it, and you learn a lot about people in D&D.
You do.
And you become, dare I say, close. It is a collaborative storytelling game that requires your DM, who is against everybody, to work with a player to get them what they want. And there's a lot of deep conversation to be had, and I enjoy it. All of it.
I do too.
That's enough about my world, known as, well, in case you're wondering, the land of the living. What about yours? Let's go. Let's talk a little bit about yours.
About mine. Oh,
Yeah,
Evermore. Well,
Evermore.
Evermore is, well, it's, I mean, it was founded for RP purposes.
No
To get
rolls, no
people,
combat.
yeah, to get people more comfortable with RP, or if you already like the RP, like we do, it gives you a chance to just RP.
Now, I called Evermore a text-based game.
Mhm. It's
Is
not
that
just
true?
that, though. No. Because we do voice sometimes. Sometimes. It's not. I do, in some people's opinions, I do better with the text. I can be
Oh,
more descriptive that way.
you can be more descriptive that way, but I will tell you, your voice RP is amazing.
But it's so for me, I want to, of course, with the permission of all of my players, I want to publish Evermore, which is why I like the text.
Ooh, like a book.
Yeah, which there's already one completed story in the Tales of Evermore already.
There is.
Hmm.
Does that happen to be a little love story?
It does. It wasn't
Really?
intended to be a love story. It's not how it started out, but
Did
that's
it
how it
start out
ended
with
up.
two morons?
Two morons. Yes, it did.
Two morons.
A little tiefling and an elf.
I vaguely remember that elf throwing fries in that tiefling's hair.
He did. But Evermore can be a place where instead of just writing a backstory, you live it. Which is why that little tiefling, Althea, is probably one of my favorite characters because I know her. I know how she would react in every situation. Anything that any DM, if I ever put her in any campaign or any one shot, I would know how she would react without having to think about it.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say the same about that paladin.
Oh, and why is that?
Well, because there's another smaller elf that is a coward, Nathaniel, who is my favorite character. Uh, but that character right there is probably the deepest character I ever made.
Hmm.
Who is not a coward?
You mean Doan?
I do mean Doan. He is by far my second.
And
I
he's
have
most
made a lot of
important.
paladins. I've made more than three actually, and
Mm.
and there is one that you did play with that you do seem to forget about.
Oh, and who is that?
Well, he was a dragonborn.
Dr- he wasn't a wait,
Yes, he
a
was.
wait.
You remember that guy who we just got done being so proud and uptight about his RP? Not uptight, but just so proud and how good he is. He
Mhm.
ran a one shot where we all got crazy horses.
Oh, why did I think that was Doan Erhothel, wasn't it?
It was not.
Who was that?
His name was Theron.
Theron.
Theron. Yes.
Really?
Not the same Theron that you are thinking of.
Well, no, because
That's a ranger
obviously that's a ranger, and
and an
the one you're
NPC
talking about is a paladin. I'd forgotten
and a
his name.
dragonborn.
I'd forgotten he was a dragonborn.
And he was a very hard nosed, just ugh paladin.
That was one of my other druids.
See, I don't remember what you were there, to be
Oh,
honest.
I was a druid.
Well, I believe that. You create druids like I create paladins.
This is very true. No, I do believe that that was um mm,
Cheater, you gotta look it up.
I I believe that was Anwin.
Ooh, it very well may have been. Who has played in some of my one shots.
Yes. But
My second favorite druid.
and who is your favorite druid?
I plead the fifth, actually, on that one, because I do not think you'll accept my answer.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Is your favorite druid? Is it a tabaxi or is it an elf?
It's an elf.
Aha.
But the druid was not an elf when she became my favorite. She was a bear that was continually shoving berries down her throat.
Why?
It was a terrible session, but there was one bright spot.
Well, I'm glad that I could at least be some comic relief in a bad situation.
You know exactly what I'm talking about because it was probably one of my worst. But that I do believe is what we can expect moving forward is a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and a whole lot of over there.
Over there. Of course, it has
Over
to be
there.
over there.
That's where everything is. Just like that
Yeah.
invisible remote. But uh, I will say one thing as I do believe we don't want to talk about everything. No, we need
N-
something to talk about in the future.
oh, because we never have anything to talk about.
Oh, never. It's hard. We force this stuff.
We do. We, in fact,
But
do not like talking to each other at all.
no, not at all. You know, my DMs are dry.
Mm, One, what, every month or so?
Something like that. On a planet that circles very fast.
Or slow. Take your pick.
But if this interests anybody, this is what we're here for. And we're not here for money. We're not here to be famous. Shit, I don't care.
No. We're here because we think that we have weird, crazy, interesting conversations.
Relatable.
That too. And we thought we'd share. Because, they do say sharing is caring.
They do.
I
How much of anything we do in the future are going to be skidded?
don't think it should be. I think that what we did was good. And it was really wasn't scripted.
I I don't think. See, I think the only thing that should be scripted is a topic or five, and
Yeah.
see where it ends. Whether it ends in camping, thunderstorms.
Or on Mars.
I did have a really good comeback today about a Jupiter and a black hole that destroyed the universe.
Yes.
It was quite impressive, but uh, if you want to hear that, I think you're gonna have to come back next time.
And that's a promise.
Well, for you, I would hope so.
Hmm. I will definitely come back as long as you do.
I'll be here. I ain't got nothing else better to do. I do, but drinking beer and talking to you seems pretty fun.
It is fun.
And maybe the world will enjoy it.
One can only hope.
Yeah. Well, I think today has been great and kind of showing a little bit about who we are.
Mhm.
Obviously, what we like. I mean, religion and D&D.
Yep,
A little bit of sprinkle of politics, and I think there was some cooking in there too.
there was some religion, some, who knows, maybe other random things to come.
I vaguely remember something about books versus ebooks.
Perhaps.
I don't want to really get into that, but that sounds like a good conversation.
Yeah, we could save that for a later date.
Oh yeah, one hurts your eyes, and the other one probably still does.
Might need glasses after.
Which one am I talking about? I guess we'll find out next time. I I appreciate you being here with me today, Katalynn. It's been fun.
It's always fun. I
It's been real,
enjoy it has been real and it's been fun.
but it's not been real fun.
Oh, yes, it has. Stop
Oh,
lying
okay,
to
okay, okay.
yourself.
All right. I will use the ending of this to do one last plug for our great sponsors, Goblin Industries, the ones who created the mismatched socks. Why do your socks never match? You can thank Goblin Industries. Have a good night. We'll see you next time.
On trigger
Trigger warning
warning
everything.
everything.
And hot take, I'll never ask you to subscribe. Bye.
Bye.